All right, looks like we're live. So yeah, I just downloaded. Let me make sure my audio's coming in right quick. Hang on. A few things we gotta update you guys on. Okay, we are live. Hang on. Yep. Okay. Hear my audio. So that's cool. And then I also just want to make sure that sound level, system audio should be, excuse me, should be here. Yep, we're good. All right. So yeah, I just downloaded Logic on my computer. Hang on. How do I haven't done a live stream like this in a very long time. So there, face cam like this. There we go. Yeah, downloaded Logic. Long story. Started looking at a tutorial and then remembered I need to learn how to do lives. Oh yeah, you should, man. You should check out Ecamm Live. I think that will be actually really good for your channel, Benjamin. Yeah, but here we are back in Ableton. I haven't used it in a while. First of all, I like this headset. This is actually III Audio's, like, I think they call tracks or my tracks or something. And it has a microphone, which is cool. I just don't, yeah. So for you would do something like this, right? You would just be like screen share and you'd remove this bottom left thing here and just be able to talk and do some live stuff. And, I know you like interacting, with the, or at least I think you do, right? With the chat and stuff. That's right. Yeah. Ecamm. Send me an email. I'll see if I could put you in with the team there. Great community and one of the secret weapons when it comes to iOS or Mac OS, I should say, Mac OS content stuff. It's really, really good. Yo, what's going on, man? How are you? DJ Sunny Side Up. Good to see you, man. About to get OP1 Feel. Wow, a lot of people are telling me to get the XY. Yeah, I mean, loaded question, but let's talk about it a little bit. I think with the latest update, the XY is a much stronger product right now. I think that I'm curious. Like, let's actually do this real quick. I'm gonna do another screen share here, and I'm gonna pull up Teenage Engineering's website, and I want to see when the last time they came out with an update on the OP1 Field, because I think it's been a little while. Let me know how the audio's coming in. I'm in a cafe like I usually am, and sometimes like the background sound kind of goes through. But this is like the first time using this microphone, so I'm curious to know the sensitivity of this mic relative to my surroundings. All right, cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so OP1 is here. OP1 Field is here. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, exactly. Because it's not music; it's like just sound. So that's pretty cool. All right, so we might need to we need to look at this. I like same here. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. But look at this. The last time an update came out on the OP1 Field, this is May 8th, 2024. So that is kind of crazy, if you ask me. Crazy might be subjective, but that's kind of telling. I mean, I don't know if they have something. Oh, look at this. U.S. audio enumeration solves audio exchange with OPZ and more. Okay. But I don't know if they have something really dope coming out for this. I mean, we know that the OP1 original got USB audio like 10 years later, so they supported that for a very, very long time. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I guess the reason I'm back in Ableton now to explore is because a conversation I had yesterday with a buddy of mine, and he basically was just saying that computer plug-in sounds sonically what you're able to get from a computer compared to the iPad, it's kind of like night and day. and that was kind of interesting to me. Let me pull up a song on here. I always like listening to this. Is it this one, Super Fire? To remind myself that I don't have anything close to the way this sounds created on the iPad or created on any of my hardware either. And so sometimes it's like a reminder of, I don't know, what's possible. Hang on, you said, have you ever had a random person come up to you and ask you about music production at the cafe? Oh, yeah, multiple times, actually. That happens quite often. I'm not gonna say that's why I spend time in cafes, but that's part of the whole vibe, right? Is the interactiveness, which I enjoy sometimes, most of the time. It's definitely night and day. Yeah, interesting. And I feel like, with this, I feel like there was a live stream I did not too long ago, and like it was maybe a few months ago now, and I was really getting somewhere. I think Benjamin was in the live stream and maybe one or two other people, and I was just getting some great insights on how to navigate and how to maneuver stuff over here, how to start bringing, and I mean, this is probably one of the ones I was actually working on. Is it this? Yeah, like automation and muting and doing all kind of stuff, and I really got somewhere. And then for whatever reason, shortly after that, I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. And yeah. So you said, would you ever live DJ? Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I would bring my OB4 speaker. I mean, I have done something like it, kind of smaller scale, at a plant shop cafe place a few years ago, and it was extremely fun. Had a great time with that. You said I always put a limiter on the master with the ceiling of, okay, very cool. And what's the reason you do that? Just have to lock in on a MIDI controller you can take with you. Yeah, so I think, so you said Launch Key Mini Mark IV, super dope. Let's look that up. Let's compare that to my, not a Kai, what am I using right now? I'm using the Arturia. And I think, to me, I think that keyboard is amazing. Right now, what I have in front of me is this one. How do I do this? Face. So I'm using this one. I use it all the time. And there's some things to speak about with this keyboard here. So the depth of it is, it's so thin that I'm able to place it in front of my laptop, my MacBook, and still type and still use the MacBook like I normally would, whereas most other MIDI controllers are like 3 times the thickness, and in those iterations I need to like have this placed to the side. Having it right in front means that my hands have to be on an angle to type, and that's not comfortable. So I've learned that pretty quickly. Yo, Tony, what's up, man? I learned that pretty quickly with this keyboard. That's part of the reason why I love this. The other thing, I guess there's 2 things to talk about with regards to like Omnisphere. I was talking to Benjamin, so thanks for the insights. I still have to watch those videos that you put out. And you guys should definitely check out Benjamin's channel and his content. It's really great and yeah, insightful. But Omnisphere, the latest version of it, some of the things, I was watching Sanjay C. He's a YouTuber, a music YouTuber as well, more so gear related stuff. But he knows his stuff and he's doing great stuff. Interviewed him a while back on my channel. But watching his video on how, by default, the Omnisphere 3 presets can be controlled with most MIDI controllers, just by default without MIDI mapping anything, that was amazing. The mutations look amazing. But one of the reasons that I downloaded Logic today, just to spend a few minutes in it and then hopped out of it because that's just, that's just how I operate, I guess. But one of the things, and I actually put out a thread on this earlier today, one of the things that was very, that I just want to see a difference on, and actually, technically you can do that, add a plugin to track. Oh yeah, sure. Oh no worries. So, kind of a lot's going on right now. I need to look at what someone just commented and replying to what I was just about to mention, but essentially, yes, you definitely can use it as a MIDI controller and an mobile audio interface, and it works quite well. but not perfectly because you don't have a lot of audio in outs with over USB, and so that presents some type of issues. But what I was kind of getting at is like I was using Ableton here as like I was using stock sounds, right? I was going in and to where like see I haven't used it since in such a while, so I'm kind of getting reacclimated. But like in I guess I was going to like sounds, whatever. Let's just pull anything up here. And the idea of having sounds kind of pinned at the bottom of the screen is vitally important for my creative workflow, because when you go into something like this and you launch Omnisphere, and having this floating window is very frustrating to me. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys can't even see what I'm showing. Eesh. One sec. Let's try that again. So a sound coming in, right? You have all this stuff on the bottom and you can still do what you have to do. There's a button to toggle between your MIDI data and all that stuff. But then you have stuff like plugins and you have Omnisphere, and the sounds in Omnisphere are incredible and I love what you're able to do with this, but this is floating above the screen and it's frustrating to me because it kind of takes you out of the element. Stefano, what's going on? Benjamin, I'll let you answer that. He asked, how are the synth samples on Omnisphere 3? From what I've heard so far, everything on there is just absolutely incredible. But to the point of being able to pin this on the bottom of the screen or something like it. Oh yeah, Godsend as well. Yeah, I feel like it's just the thing to have. It's definitely worth it. But someone said technically you can do that. You can pin this. I want to see what they mean by that because I didn't think you can. So let's see. All right, so this person, KR or KVZ8, technically you can do that. Add a plugin to track. So let's read what he's saying. Top tier, it's used in movies, commercials. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna go new track. Don't save. Add a plugin to track, then group it as audio rack. Assign parameters to macro knobs, label them as needed. You can even save multiple snapshots in it. Then you drag the entire rack to browser to save as preset. Having these saved as preset, you never have to open plugin window. Okay, so let me pull up Threads, and maybe someone who knows Ableton really well can comment on this comment. So again, just to kind of recap, what we're looking to do is have Omnisphere like down here, or just away so that I can not have to worry about maximizing and minimizing it so many times throughout a session, which is just, again, takes me out of the creative flow. So I know, first of all, Command Option P lets you minimize. Damn, I didn't know it was at 10 years. Wow, that's okay. That says a lot, actually. I didn't realize it's been that long. But this comment here, oh yeah, let me move down a little bit. No, you're good. No, you're good. Yeah, for sure. You got actually some space here. There you go. No worries. Let's bring this over here. There we go. Okay. But so yeah, what I was looking at here is in Threads, someone commented on this, and I want to see how doable this is. So what would this be in notifications? So this is what I tweet. You have to say tweeted, even though it's not Twitter, but it just, whatever. It said better management of plugins. We should be able to pin plugins on the bottom like an instance operator rather than constantly maximizing and minimizing them. Technically, you can do that. So again, if whoever's here that could maybe assist with this, like, feel free. Add a plugin to track, then group it as audio. I don't know what that means. You can right click on just about anything now. Okay, so that's what you're talking about, MIDI mapping. All right, so it's technically you can do that. Add a plugin to track, then group it as audio rack. Okay, I'm gonna ask him, can you be a little, I don't know if I should be a little more specific. Assign parameters to macro knobs. All right, let's see. Add plugin to track, then group it as audio rack. Let's see, so plugin is already here. So it says group as audio rack. Like that. Okay. Let's look at this a little bit. I don't know what all this stuff means, but okay. Boom. Okay, here's some macros. Instrument rack. So Omnisphere is here. Then he's saying you could assign these macro controllers to like knobs on my controller, for example. Okay. But what I want to do is be able to navigate different presets, and I don't know if you can do that or not. Let's look back at this message. Assign parameters to macro knobs, label them as needed. You can even save multiple snapshots in it. Then you drag the entire rack to browser to save as preset. Then you drag the entire rack to browser to save as preset. I don't know what he means by that, but let's see. Mapping I got. Having saved these as preset. Okay, so I'm going to ask the question of, I'm going to giving this a go now, but how would you navigate different presets? I think I'm going to kind of answer my question as I'm typing this, but I've seen like the ability to be able to navigate presets, maybe just shuffling, for example. Like obviously you need to have the plugin up if you're trying to look at filter or look at like filter different sounds and all that kind of stuff. I get all that, but to like from the way that I use it right now is I kind of just have this here and I just hit shuffle and I just kind of try to find inspiration by just going through all of the sound. Maybe it's weird, but again, this is my way of doing it. But I just hit this random button here, and then I just hit down on my MacBook. On my MacBook, yeah. So then it comes down to, so you said mapping godsend. So the question would be like, so this needs to be up in order for me to hit, like it needs to be pulled up like this in order for me to hit the up down arrow to navigate presets. But if I hit down from here, bro, ableton can now be, oh, I did see this. Pause anytime, no interest in 1-2 paper. Yeah, this is a great point, Jay. Thanks for sharing that. I saw this and I was kind of moved by it as well. Like I think that's making things a lot more accessible. Right click on the up down arrows in Omnisphere. All right, Benjamin, come to the rescue. Right click on this. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. So I don't have this will allow you to map the arrows. Okay. So that's kind of dope. So, okay. So what you're saying is I can do that by going like this. I don't have my MIDI controller, my Arturia one in front of me, but for the sake of what we're doing here, if I wanted to do that with the actual keyboard, my MacBook keyboard, MIDI CC learn, MIDI learn inverted, MIDI note, so MIDI CC learn, touch hardware, so, okay, then press the button or knob you want to use. Okay, it's kind of cool. So this just is something that I need to spend some time with understanding better. How do you get out of this? MIDI CC learn, click it for browser. Okay, so you can do what I'm kind of talking about, which is pretty wild. Okay, I just got to spend some more time with it. And then, so once I do that, then it kind of turns into some scenario where maybe I have 4 tracks as like some kind of template, right? Only audio effects can be inserted into, oh no, not audio, that's not what I'm trying to do. But I could basically have 4 instances of Omnisphere as like a starting template, for example. Maybe all of them are set to random. See, this is why, again, I'm kind of happy to be back. And then and having this conversation with someone yesterday, I was, also talking about considering, and I put it on Threads as well, selling my iPad Pro 5th generation and this MacBook Pro 14-inch and going like full in on the iPad workflow thing. And I have thoughts on that now. My thought is that I'm not going to do anything drastic, anything like that just yet, because it seems to me that with with Ableton here, anytime or most of the time that I encounter, gotcha, yeah. So you have that, and then you also you have default, and then you have templates, right? The difference. Anytime I encounter like an issue that I have that impedes my workflow, like I just put that on Threads, and someone said, "Oh no, you can do that." Benjamin saying, "Oh no, you can do that." So now it boils down to, yeah, it does look amazing. Let's actually take a look. Now it boils down to just like spending some more time, in this and leaning into it. Yeah, I remember you mentioning templates before. So the upgrade path, Benjamin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was $200 for anyone who owns Omnisphere 2. I'll pull it up on here as well, just to double check. But I think, I'm highly, $199. I'm highly impressed with what I've seen of this so far. And I think 10 years worth of development and stuff, it's not bad at all. I think it's very reasonable. Especially, let's see how much it just cost brand new. Maybe like $500 or $600, huh? Let's see. Standard upgrade, Atmosphere upgrade, Omnisphere 3 full product download. Yeah. So yeah, I think 200 is. I think it's reasonable based on what you're getting. Yeah. Okay. So you're kind of getting me very intrigued about this at this point. So again, if I think about templates one more time, come back in here. And Benjamin, let me know that comment on Threads just now. Yeah, 200. This thing here, I think I understand this. I think that if I were to group these as an instrument rack, then it allows me to be able to have each of these parameters on my controller control parameters within Omnisphere. And without grouping it, then I wouldn't be able to do that. But that's kind of weird to me, because I also feel like if I were to, and I don't even know how to really get to the parameter section, like see, look, this thing is up by default. I mean, it's still here, item 1 select. I'm trying to maybe not reset default value. I don't know. How do you get out of here? Exits. I don't know. But that area where you can change, if you have an example instrument with the grouping gives you 16 macros. If you have an example instrument with, okay, that makes sense. So it's kind of like if you have multiple things in a rack, that this macro lets you maybe control multiple things, perhaps, as opposed to just one thing. So another knob on the instrument or effects. Okay, that might be a little bit beyond what I even need to worry about at this point, perhaps. But the other point I was going to make, though, with regards to selling my MacBook, is that if I sold it, I would not be able to do things like this, like Ecamm Live in a cafe with this headset and with Ableton or whatever I'm using to be able to connect with an audience live. Like, sure, I could use, if I wanted, I could use my phone and do a live stream that way, and I could have that set up in a way that I can still communicate, but there's something obviously a lot more professional, and you have a lot more control with Ecamm Live. So I don't see myself selling this anymore anytime soon. It's kind of like, that was like a weird thought. I do think that taking out music for a second, most of the things that I do on an everyday basis with my MacBook, a lot of those I can do on the iPad. So I could see myself kind of like maybe not carrying the MacBook Pro all the time with me, and still leaning into a more mobile setup with just, I'm thinking one of the newer iPad Pros, no time soon again, but like word processing stuff and updating videos, obviously editing videos, for example. Like, I prefer editing, of course, with Luma Fusion. I don't know what you guys use for, Benjamin, what do you use for your video editing? Do you use Luma on the iPad as well, or do you use something on your MacBook? But okay, so let me come back in here, and I want to listen to that other song that I was working on before and lean into it a little bit. That's really funny. I don't edit. So, but you have videos out. But I do. Okay, that's pretty funny. So you use, so I mean, you just do like whatever, a screen share and just put it out, I guess is what you're saying. Jay Lane says, I've gone all in on iPad and regretted not having the Lappy. Having a MacBook has been my greatest gift for creativity. However, as you said, an iPad feels more like an instrument. Yeah, Jay, so true, so true. So there's a space for both of them. I was blown away with how lightweight the new iPads are. The latest one and the one that came out last year, the M4, they're like half the weight of what I currently use. I'm about screen share and I use my iPhone. Gotcha. So you keep it super minimalist and simple. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, so just to kind of recap, I have like a few minutes left, but just to recap, we can create a template in here, and I'm going to spend some time with it today probably when I get home because I'm inspired to do so now. But we can create a template in here in Ableton that has like 4 instances of Omnisphere, for example. Okay, no, not what we were trying to do. 4 instances of Omnisphere, and again, Command Option. Unless I'm getting thousands of views, I'm about saving money. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Speaking of thousands of views, very excited about my latest video, or 2 videos ago that just came out on the Yamaha Modi X M6. It was a great video, super casual but yet informative, and people seem to really enjoy it. So I'm excited to. I filmed a follow-up to that today, and so excited to kind of get back. Like, it's a feeling that I haven't had in a very long time. When I used to make a lot more of these like tutorial videos and gear stuff and koala sampler and all that, people would be excited about them coming out, and you sort of chase that high sometimes. I like making 3 not you got your workflow set. You chase that high sometimes. You have to be careful with that, of course. Yeah, I feel you. But I don't know. I'm in a space now where I have a nice little flow going on. Like, for example, let's take a look. Let's go to my channel and let's look at that members only video. Wondercam. I totally forgot I even had this thing. Totally forgot about that thing. That left a lot to be desired. So for you section, so like this is like, here's the thing, right? So I'm liking this. Don't worry, I don't even care about the views and stuff there right now. I just care about the consistency and just, yeah, these are like the same style of video and it's good and I like that. Then you have this, which I might need to update the order. I don't know if I'm going to or not. I'm not sure. I might need to update how these show up because right now I have these sorted by most viewed. But how easy or how difficult is it to find a specific video that I'm talking about right now? And the answer to that question is it's hard on my page. You'd have to go to videos. So I have to think about this. But this is the video I'm talking about right here. Matter of fact, I might want to just pin this. I don't know. But this video did super well. I was very inspired by that. And the follow-up is going to be just as good. Yeah. Anyway, let's come back over here. And let's go back over to Omnisphere. AUM or audio bus allow you to chain mix instruments on iPad. Great for live practice. Core module for iPad feels like a proper synth module. Yeah, you're right. The iPad has a lot. It has a lot on there. You're absolutely right. I don't think I was just sharing my screen just now, but that's fine. I have to sometimes it's hard to remember to always remember to do that. But iPad's cool, but I've been on it so long that I've become less impressed. Yeah, I hear that too. It can be used for certain things. That make sense. And then this can be used for certain things that make sense. So yeah, Koala is still my go-to. Gotcha. Benjamin, have you checked out any of the sample packs in Koala. I think he has like a few different sample packs there that you can purchase. Curious to know if you checked any of those out. Yeah, Koala is still just absolutely incredible for sampling. I agree with that 100%. I think from a routing perspective, again, there's always something that I'm like, oh, if it had this or if you can do this. But for me, if if you were able, yeah, the sample packs are okay. I gotcha. Koala Sampler is a $5 iPad and Android and iPhone sampler that puts a lot of other hardware and software to shame. Benjamin, care to elaborate, or is there any other way to describe it? I think that kind of sums it up. But yeah, it's really good. But yeah, so the thing about Koala is, and it's not a Koala thing, it's an iPhone thing. I've been used to I gotcha. Okay, it is like if I was able to resample sound right on the iPad through YouTube or through the radio app or something like that, rather than doing the screen share record functionality. So like right now, as it stands, you need to record the screen when you want to just get audio from something that's playing on the iPad to get into Koala, and that is not ideal for me. I mean, it's fine, but it's not ideal. It's not the best, it's not the best way of doing things for me personally. It's a good man. Yeah. Appointment ran a little late. We'll be there 5 minutes. Okay. But yeah, so being able to just have the iPad, have these headphones on, for example, and have YouTube playing and have Koala mic, you know what I'm saying? Show that levels are being sent in within the iPad itself. That would be crazy, because then you just listen to stuff on YouTube and you just press a pad and you just sample right there. The moment it gets that, for me personally, that's when it turns into just like a next level type thing. But we'll see if it ever gets it. It's really good. Yeah, it's really, really good. Export projects to Ableton if you like. Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's look at this a little bit more. So we were talking about Omnisphere. Let's go ahead and create some type of like template here, and let's see how this works. So we have 4 instances. So I'm also curious if when you create a template and I hit like, I don't know, I just hit the random button. I guess that's just one click within a project. But like if I hit random there, and then I come over here, and I hit random, same thing. I'm just wondering, like, to make it so that there's less things I need to do each time is kind of interesting to me. And you hit random here. So for example, all right, we have these saved. Weird. And I'm like, okay, I want to save this as default. And here's another thing about Ableton really quick. When it comes to drums, like, I like hardware, OPZ stuff, sequencing drums. I like sequencing drums. And how do you guys go about sequencing drums in something like Ableton? Because I was watching, videos of people, and to have to move the mouse around to click into each grid, like, that's not it for me at all. I think, as I'm thinking out loud for a second, I think that what can be used is something like Ableton Move as my drum sequencer type thing, possibly, right? And that I'm like laying drums down on that hardware, upload to Ableton Cloud, and then when I get to the computer, that's when I start building. You said there are sequencers. So is that like the MIDI effects section, or how do you go? Like, I don't even know how to start with something like that. I checked out the arpeggiator, but that wasn't it for me. Then I checked out like creating a clip, and like that wasn't it either. So if there's a way to do it within there, let me know. But what I wanted to do here is like save this as default set, right? Default. But if you have them on, you can use the pads to sequence. Okay. Interesting, and I was going to look that up. So use the pads to sequence is kind of interesting. Let's look it up. That's called, again, this is another, but I'm leaning into being enticed or excited about something and just checking it out. Like, that's okay. Like, don't feel bad about it. We all know what that's about. So no basin. And you said you have the 37 key. We talked earlier a little bit about. Okay, so that's kind of interesting because I don't know if you can. Do you know if you can do that in the Arteria P-Lab Mark III? Because I'm thinking about, like, I have the 61 Mark III Key Lab at home, and then I have the, what is it called, Key Lab Mini or Micro, whatever, the small one, for mobile stuff. But being able to sequence drums right on here is kind of cool because I think what you're saying is you can just kind of tap, do 4 on the floor stuff right on the hardware, and then it shows up in Ableton, right? You're actually recording it. You're creating a MIDI clip in Ableton. I think the Mini is solid for travel. Yeah. So interesting. I might want to use what I have, but also use the Ableton Move a little bit more for the stuff that we're talking about, and just check that out a little bit. So that's definitely something there. Chord, if you don't have it, buy Korg IM1, Korg M1 clone virtual instrument for iPad. It's identical. It's a rolling cloud. Clones, I mean, they do. So, where's my iPad at? I think I know what you're talking about. Let me take a look. I get confused a little bit with all the different. Korg synths. Uh-oh, did this thing fail writing? Test failed. Okay, we gotta redo that later. That's fine. Whatever. So, IM1. Yeah, this is what you're talking about, right? Let me do a screen share. One sec. Oh no, a face cam. So this is what you're talking about, I think. So that's cool. Yeah. I do think it's good. What do you use it for mostly? Because I would use something like this mostly in Chord Gadget, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know about my video that I did on Gadget a while ago. Let's actually look it up, just because I think it's funny. So I have a little back and forth going on with Korg on something. Let me know if I'm out of line on this or not. I don't know, but let me find it. Show all. I have good stuff with Gadget, and then I have more serious stuff. I don't know where that video is. Korg, Gadget, maybe it's just Gadget and not Korg in there. Let me see. Insane. I don't know where it is, but there's a video that I have where I'm talking about something like I'm done with Gadget. And I was in my feelings about it. Let me see. Core Master, done with Gadget. I don't know. Oh, this one here. Beyond Disappointed. Yo, what's going on? So I wanted to. Does that audio come through? Are y'all able to hear that? I gotta have the thing up. Let me just see. You guys about something happened the other day. I'm gonna kind of keep this video. Yeah, you can. Okay. But it was about whatever. Okay, you can watch it if you want. Look up the title. That's fine. But so I purchased Gadget on Mac, and I use it a decent amount. I have it on Mac. I have it somewhere down here somewhere. Right, and I use it. It's good. It's really good. And it came with a handful. It came with a lot of the gadgets, so you don't have to buy them one by one. Right? I think it came with almost all of them or something. And I was under the impression, because of the interoperability. Sorry, I'm not screen sharing. Because of the interoperability, I was under the impression that you can. And actually, not to cut this short, but I'm gonna get ready to go right now, only because I have a meeting coming up literally in a couple minutes. Someone's on their way here right now. But this was fun. Thank you guys for joining. All that good stuff. Use it for production and writing. Gadget is insufferable, at least for me. I'm going to use it to write some music for an edit. Oh, shoot. All right. I want to hear more about that. I've worked with Atom Audio and some stuff. Maybe I need to go look up what you're talking about. Send me an email or DM on Instagram or something if you have it. But I need to run. Thank you guys so much for joining. This was a lot of fun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. We'll do some more Ableton template stuff. Peace.